Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Every day I come to you and bring you ideas. And I'm really on this idea of that saying no is an act of self-love. I don't know how else to say that. Do you get that? Do you really get that saying no is an act of self-love? Because when you say no, you are now saying, I have the power to say yes to that which really serves me, that which really feeds me, that which my heart desires. But in this world today, everyone's asking for a piece of our time. Everyone's asking for us to do things with them. And in doing so, when we say yes to other people's desires and that, and it's not in alignment with what we value the most, we're literally putting them above us. And when we put them above us, we're saying they're more important than us. And in truth, no one is more important than you. Each of us is unique. And I really want to bring that point out that each of us is a unique, divine experience of the infinite. And the infinite created us unique because we're supposed to be unique. Do you get that? So I'm unique in that, look, I got a parrot on my shoulder. How many ministers are talking on a podcast with a parrot on their shoulder? The reason he's there is he let me know today that he wanted to be with me this morning. Because here's what I know is when I reach into his cage and he puts a foot up on the side, don't bother him. He doesn't want it. But if I reach into his cage and he leans forward, he's telling me yes. So today he said yes. And I said, well, he'll add a little bit of a dimension to this gathering that we've got here. So what is it you struggle with? What is it you struggle with saying no to? Who do you have the greatest problem of saying no to? Is it your mother, your dad, your partner, your children? Saying no can be one of the greatest spiritual practices that we could ever do. But here's the reason why a lot of people don't say no. They don't say no, first off, because they don't know who they are. They don't realize that they're unique. They also don't realize or know what is most important to them. What do they value most? You see, if you believe that your values are a certain thing, but they're really not your values or the values you adopted from your mom, your dad, from society, from business, it's not ingrained in your heart. And if it's not ingrained in your heart, it's easy to say yes to other things. But if something is truly of value to you, truly of importance to you, and you see the benefits it has to your life, you're going to say no to anything that takes you off that mission, off that vision. I'll give you a real simple example. Yesterday, I had a lunch planned with someone that I really enjoy spending time with. And he texted me and said, hey, I can't make it at that time. Can we do it 45 minutes later? And then I looked at my calendar and realized that that would cut my lunch short with him by, it would be at max 45 minutes. And then I'd be rushing home to do an agape gathering. I wrote back and I said, no, we can't change it. So we'll have to reschedule it. Because I wasn't going to allow myself to get into a frazzled state where I was cheating myself out of an experience. See what I'm getting at? Just because someone asks us something doesn't mean that we have to go along with what their intention is in that moment. We can decide, is this right for me? Is this right for me at this time, on this day, in my current state of mind? Think about that. I know for whatever reason, I guess I'm thinking about some of our community members that are in Florida and what they're experiencing right now with respect to the aftermath of the hurricane. And I do have a highly empathic side, even though I'm very direct. I do have a highly empathic side, so I think that was on my mind. So I woke up at 1. And then I couldn't fall asleep. So I was up till about 3. And so this morning, as my wife is talking to me, I realize I'm not all Lee. I'm not all here. So I said, we had a conversation going. I said, no, let's take this at another time. Let's take this at another time because I'm not in a state to do that. As I've been thinking about the whole thing, the hardest thing for me is to say no to my pets. Yeah. This one here would bother me all day long if I let him. And my dog would bother me all day long. And I'm going, no, I'm going to give you love during the day. I'm going to give you the time, but I'm in control of my life. I've actually taught my dog, well, she's going on 11, to leave me alone when I'm meditating. I've taught her I'm not going to do that. And so what I'm doing with my pets is I'm creating habits, and pets love habits. So create habits in your pets of how you're going to interact with them so it becomes routine, and they love routine. Absolutely love routine. The other thing, like with a bird, it's not like a dog you can just go up and play. This bird has energy. And right now you can see that he's in a mood to get some love. And so when he lets me know and I've got the time, I give him the love. There's sometimes I can't, I'm too busy. And you know what? Their feelings don't get hurt. Contrary to what you may think, their feelings don't get hurt. We're anthropomorphizing them to be humans and have human feelings when in fact they don't. So if you can separate yourself from the animal and realize they have a different consciousness, a different sense of well-being than we do, it makes it so much easier. So Carly's big thing is saying no to her pets. What's your big thing of saying no to? Delpha, Richard, Laura, all of you that are out there watching, what do you have a hard time saying no to? Love to hear that. I've learned I have to say no to my community at times because I've set aside times where it's my time to recharge, my time to live and not be in the role of a minister. And that took me a while because I thought, well, how can I let them down? How can I let them down? No, here's the key thing. There's nothing that important and urgent that can't wait. Nothing. Nothing. Did you hear what I said? Am I ringing a bell with you? There's nothing that is that urgent that cannot wait. Something to ponder, isn't it? Because we think that. Laura brings up her children, of course. Richard brings up his son, of course. Delpha says, I didn't take the dogs for a walk. Wednesday, the husky mix had too much injury. He started digging. She hasn't done that for months. Well, you know, if you enjoy taking your dogs for a walk and it feeds, you do it. But you know what? You're entitled not to take the dogs. Who owns who? The dogs own you, or do you own the dogs? Who's the master? Same thing with your mind. Is your mind the master of you, or are you the master of your mind? Is your body the master of you, or are you the master of your body? Are your kids the master of you, or are you the master of your relationship that you have with the kids? Really great questions. Bird loves to chew on my hair. Thinks it's preening me. What's so funny is this one actually is mated with me. What I've learned about parrots is that they are basically mate with one person. And so Toby's mated with me, and she does not like my wife, in particular when I'm around, because she says, what are you doing? Woman, get away from him. That's my man. This bird, we used to leave him so that he was free to roam outside of his cage. he started to attack my wife, fly at her and start stalking her with those little feet walking and stuff. And so we had to lock him up. We had to become masters and let the bird know who's in charge. So when my wife's not around or I'm in a different part of the house, that's when he gets to be free like this. It's a process. Do you realize that life is a process and the process is never going to end? It's going to continue for eternity. So when you can start to bring your focus on truly that which is most important to you, you become a master creator. And when you become a master creator, your life takes on a whole new meaning. So with that, I want to say thank you for joining with me. You said yes to me, but in order for you to say yes to me and join me, you had to say no to something else. I'm honored. And I want you to know that I love you and that I accept you just like you are. Create your great day. I'll do the same. Until tomorrow, aloha.